Do I think that we'll reach 12 billion by 2150 as predicted? I do. I think there's a lot of factors that take place into it, just with the statistics of the rise and the decline of the population. In the United States alone, in 2005, there was 14 births per 1,000 people, and the death rate was 8, which would be about a 6 persons for every 1,000 people in the United States, or approximately 1.7 million additional people just in the United States alone. I do think that there's a lot of factors that are contributing to population growth. So we all know that the population growth is based on 4 fundamental factors: birth rate, death rate, immigration, and immigration. But what are some of the, other factors that play along with population growth? I believe that some of those factors are, access to healthcare. If you don't have access to healthcare, you're going to have a rising death rate in the country. You need really that medical technology to help fight or prevent diseases. In some places, they are literally defecating on the streets, and that causes a lot of disease, and they don't have healthcare and access to try to prevent that, as well as water. It's mainly countries that don't have a good flowing water system. Availability of birth control and family planning. There is a lot of things like food availability, having too much food, having too little food. They are both negative. The amount of space that everyone can be in, because you can only put so many people in one space of land. Cultural, social norms, traditions, which lead back to birth control and the use of contraceptions and stuff like that. There is a lot of documentaries out there that talk about how uneducated women tend to have the bigger families because they don't really know. Sometimes they don't feel like they can do anything. A book called The Population Bomb. It's by Paul R. Ehrlich, I believe. And it's basically about how it predicts the worldwide famine in the 1970s and 1980s due to overpopulation. And there's some other major societal things going on as well. And it advocated immediate action to limit population growth. And there's a lot of interesting facts in there about the energy usage of people. It talks a lot about Americanized and how our country is so industrialized that it exerts more pressure on the environments than more people in an underdeveloped world. For example, he says that the average American uses as much as 2 people from Japan, 6 people from Mexico, 13 people from China, 31 people from India, 128 people from Bangladesh, and 370 people from Ethiopia, which I think is a crazy statistics in itself. And that just shows so much of how much energy that we're exerting. And we have a lot of people here, but imagine that once it grows twice as much. We're constantly reproducing. I mean, in 2005 alone, we were reproducing at 1.7 billion or million a year. And I think that is a crazy statistic. A lot of experts are attempting to find ways to figure out environment is impacted by the population size, or on top of consumption, on top of technology, on top of everything, energy. And they've actually came up with an equation known as I equals Pat, which it attempts to factor the causes determining environmental impacts, like the population size and the affluence, etc.